All right, good morning. Stephanie, can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Well, I will go ahead and call the meeting to order and at 10:57 a.m., January 23rd. In the interest of not of having this go a little bit more smoothly in my absence, I will hand the baton off to Supervisor Oxt to run the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and hopefully it will go smoothly. I will try to live up to that. Welcome back, everyone. Happy New Year. I hope you all had a joyous holiday season and looking forward to a great 2025 for the district and all of our stakeholders. Mr. Chair, thank you. We will now move on to the invocation. We have Chaplain Rick Spence, a fifth-generation Floridian and third-generation firefighter who dedicated 30 years of service to the district fire department. In 2018, he was recognized as the Florida Professional Firefighters Firefighter of the Year. He now serves as chaplain for several organizations, including the Florida Professional Firefighters and the Central Florida Fire Chiefs Association. Chaplain Spence, welcome home. Thank you for being here.
I first want to thank Stephanie and Fire Chief Eric Ferrari for giving me this opportunity here. It's always special for me to come back here. And what makes Reedy Creek so different and so special is because of the people that are here. And it starts in this room, it starts in this building, and I appreciate that probably now even more so than what I did when I was here. But before I do the prayer, I want to just throw out a couple of thoughts here. Every year, our pastor challenges us to have a word for the year. And it's what we want to strive in our life for. It's the theme for that year. The previous years, my word has been resiliency, focus, encouragement. This year, my word for the year is present. And it's not what you opened on Christmas morning. It's as in not absent, as in being here. My grandfather used to always tell me, he'd call me Ricky. He'd say, Ricky, wherever you're at, you need to be there. And I didn't understand exactly what that meant till I got a little bit older. He recognized that I probably had one of the worst cases of attention deficit disorder that there was, even before it was a thing. And he knew that I struggled in focus and paying attention to people. And this was even before the advent of cell phones. And it's actually gotten worse there. I tell my kids that it's a disease that I caught from them where I'll be in the middle of a conversation with somebody and just start scrolling down. And I'm not even on social media. You know, I'm checking texts and emails and stuff that I shouldn't be doing. And I realized how rude and disrespectful that is to the people that I'm engaged with, especially if, as a chaplain, and I'm having a meaningful conversation with them. So this year, my word is present, and I'm taking the time, and I'm telling you this from my point of view, and y'all may not struggle with it as bad as I do, but, you know, put the phone down. The people that you're talking to, whether it's people you work with, or in particular, your husband, your wife, your kids, your parents, they deserve that attention that they're seeking from you. You want that attention from them, so return that. This verse kind of sums it up a little bit. This is out of 1 Peter. It was written, 2 Peter, the first chapter. Peter was kind of, I like to say that he had early firefighter blood in him because he was kind of an adjutant for both the disciples and Jesus, as well as the people that were critical of Jesus back in the day. But he wrote, make every effort to supplement your faith with virtue, your virtue with knowledge, and your knowledge with self-control, your self-control with steadfastness, and steadfastness with godliness, and godliness with brotherly affection, and brotherly affection with love. And this is the drop the mic moment right here. It says, for if these are your qualities and they are increasing, They keep you from being ineffective and unfruitful. So that's a fairly simple biblical definition of how to be successful. Let me go ahead and pray. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you right now. We're so thankful for these men and women that have taken their time to be here today and to step up as leaders in this organization. And we just ask that you'll bless their efforts, give them clear minds, sound judgment to make good, strong, right decisions in all that they do. More importantly, let them see everyone the way you see them. Let them have godly vision to see other people as you see them. We just ask that you'll be with the men and women that are on the job today. Watch over them, keep them safe, and give them wisdom and discernment as they go about their task. And be with the men and women of our armed forces and keep them out of harm's way as they serve and protect this nation. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much, Chaplain Spence. We appreciate your presence here today and everything you've done for us and the district over the years. It's truly extraordinary. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Please join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, it's now my pleasure to introduce the district's internal risk manager, Eddie Fernandez, with our Safety Minute. Eddie, welcome.
Thank you, Supervisor Ongst, and to the rest of the board members, district administration. To our guests and visitors, we have a couple important safety messages to give you before the meeting starts today. In the event of an evacuation, don't. It's really cold outside. So, so we're staying. No, I'm just kidding. In the event of an evacuation, please make your way out the exits to the right or to the left of you on the through the double doors. The front of the building where you came in, you will exit and head out to the left to the end of the parking lot. If you exit through the double doors on your left, there's an exit at the back of the building that will lead you around the building and to the end of the other parking lot. Our employees here in this building have been trained to also exit to those locations. So just meet them in those areas, and when emergency services passes by and lets us know that it's safe to come back in, we can do so. If we need an AED or a first aid kit, those are available at the security desk. And if we do evacuate and you're on your way out, there's a fire alarm pull station and a fire extinguisher that you're welcome to use if you feel comfortable doing so. Our theme for this month is cold weather protection. And as Floridians, we really don't have to think much about cold weather precautions. But every so often, like this month, we experience an unexpected cold front that reminds us why we don't live up north. To make the most of this chilly season, here's a few basic cold weather safety tips for you to keep in mind. Dress in layers. Wear multiple layers of loose, lightweight clothing to help regulate your body temperature and to effectively move between indoor and outdoor spaces. Protect your extremities. A scarf, gloves, warm footwear, or a hat can help shield your most sensitive body parts to the cold weather. And stay hydrated. In the cold weather, we may not think about drinking as much water, maybe because we're not sweating and it's not as hot, but it's still very important to remain hydrated. In addition to those, please exercise caution when you're using space heaters, fireplaces, or other heating devices. We may not experience extreme cold hazards like frostbite, hypothermia, or icy roads, although it is getting kind of close. But it's important to address the risks that we do face when it gets cold in our area when we're not used to it. Thank you very much for your time and enjoy the meeting.
Eddie, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. We're now at the public comment period for public comments on items that are not on the agenda. Do we have any public comment? Seeing none, we will move on to the consent agenda. Item 6. Today, the consent agenda has 6 items. Item 6.1 contains the approval of the meeting minutes from our December meeting. Item 6.2 covers a non-exclusive temporary easement with a subsequent permanent easement to Duke Energy Florida, LLC. Item 6.3 covers a non-exclusive temporary easement with a subsequent permanent easement to Walt Disney Parks and Resorts USA, Inc. for underground communication lines and facilities. Item 6.4 covers a First Amendment agreement with GPAI Groves, LLC. Item 6.5 covers non-exclusive permanent easements to Orange County for utility infrastructure maintenance along Western Way and Hartzog Road. And the final item, 6.6, covers the bill of sale for the utility infrastructure transfer to Orange County near the intersection of Western Way and Hartzog Road. Do we have any questions or comments on any of the consent agenda items? Seeing none, do we have a motion to approve?
Move to approve consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, that item passes unanimously. Okay, we're moving on now to our reports, and we are going to turn it over now to our esteemed district administrator, Stephanie Kapeloussis.
Thank you, Chairman. I guess as we start the new year, there's a couple things I want to get across. First, I want to thank the board. Thank you for your leadership, for your guidance, for being a part of this organization and making us better. I know that what you do in this volunteer job takes away from your family and your day job, and just want to let you know that we as a team here at the district appreciate it. So thank you. The second thing I'd like to get across is how much our team has accomplished this year. And we call it fun facts. I'm going to give you just a snippet of some things that have been done this year and what the team has been working on day in and day out. And the list was forever long, and I had to cut it down or we would be here for hours. So I'm just going to kind of rattle through a couple things, and you just see how much the team actually is doing each and every day. Over 15,800 permits issued. And I'll put it into in 2023, there was less than 10,000. So you can tell there's a lot going on in this district. Plan reviews, over 33,900, 4 times as many as previous year. Inspections, over 58,000. So that just gives you a sense. Then we talk about environmental services, and we look at over 15,000 samples collected from over 2,500 sites. You had almost 100,000 analysis performed on those samples. 454,500 mosquitoes were collected at over 2,000 sites. Just the testing process, and which makes me proud of our team, is when we do the testing for blood-borne viruses, we send those to the state. But our team actually does the test here as well, so we know within a 24-hour period, so we can make appropriate, reaction to that. And so that piece of it is we don't wait to hear back. Our team acts. Then you look at number of calls. Fire rescue goes to 95,922 calls came in to the center. So that's the number of calls our call takers are taking this past year. We did a total of 29,000, little over 29,000 calls that we were actually dispatched to. We took, of those calls, about 8,600 went to an ER in Central Florida. You look at just the inspections on the fire side. Over 2,600 annual inspections and life and safety inspections. So those are just the things we do every year. Permit inspections were a little under 6,000, and fire plan reviews 5,700. So it tells you pretty busy. You look at public works. This just fascinates me. Over 6,700,000 cars were parked in our parking garages. That's only 9,000 parking spaces. The team, if you've ever had to deal with a water management district permit, they did 8 of them, which are pretty extensive. So I applaud them. Maintained 11 water structures, did improvements in various ways. 691 construction sites inspections. That includes culverts, inlets, swales, stormwater ponds. 44 roadway maintenance projects. That includes the guardrails, pothole repairs, 41 signal inspections. Keeps us safe. 50 major special event coordinations on right-of-way and traffic maintenance. When you think about that, that tells you what is all going on in this district. Almost one a week. And the team just finished the help with the marathon that was last week, couple weekends ago. Never a dull moment around these parts. We completed guardrail replacements on World Drive and Epcot Center Drive, milling and resurface on BVD and Herzog Road, traffic signalization at several of our intersections, Bonnet Creek and Vacation Club. And then I don't even have to tell you, y'all have experienced World Drive North and what all that's been done out there. When you get to just what our facilities team has accomplished, 1,500 maintenance orders, 720 life safety equipment inspections, 900 roadway light pole inspections, 211 vehicle batteries replaced, 82,000 gallons of fuel used. It tells how much they're out. And then a little over 32,000 acres mowed on the district property. Not just mowed, but looks nice, actually. When you look at just our finance team, kudos on getting the bonds sold and taken care of this year to really allow public works and construction to do what they need to do. I don't know if y'all know it, but our team does weekly payroll. Can't tell you how much time that takes. So it's over 20,380 payments to our employees a year. That doesn't mention the utility billing revenue and collection, which is over $180 million. So it just tells you, and then all the sundry reports and financial reports and all that goes along with that. We accomplished 2,710 purchase orders, and contracts executed and drafted were over 250, and they keep coming. But it tells you just a few snippets of what the team has done. And then when you just look overall, we hired over 60 full-time positions this year. We had 8 people that were in our district internship program. And then just the overall what our HR team does to keep everything afloat is pretty impressive. So those are just a few of the stats that were accomplished, but very proud of our team and just excited to be a part of it. 2 other things I want to mention. We do, as we're updating the comp plan, we do have our public hearing today at 5:30. Love for anybody to attend that would like to attend and participate. And then just one other, and the chief is on, he's listening. Our chief has been under the weather. So I asked him not to come to the meeting today. But several of the members of our Pipes and Drum went to DC and participated in the inauguration. And I have a picture that was taken on the TV of them. As you know, because of the weather, a lot of the parade participants were cut, and the fire rescue Pipes and Drums were not. And we had several members of our team there. So just very proud to see our drum there and representing. So I will leave you with that.
Well, thank you so much, Administrator Kapelousis, for that incredible list of accomplishments. Truly, as Chaplain Spence said, this district's about the people that make it up, and you are the magic behind the magic. It's incredible how much you accomplish, and again, looking forward to a great 2025. Any questions for Administrator Kapelousis? Okay, we'll move on to agenda item 7.2. Informational report regarding semi-annual report of easements, and I will turn it over to our planning and engineering manager, Catherine Lutzow. Catherine?
Good morning. Within your packet, you should have received our semi-annual easement report. This is in compliance with Resolution 565 and covers the period of July through December of 2024. And on it, there were 3 easements that were executed under our district administrator's authority. The first is the last of the temporary with permanent easements prior to when we made that shift last year. The final 2 are just temporary only, and that is what you would expect going forward. Are there any questions?
Any questions, Catherine? No. Thank you very much, Catherine. Appreciate it. We know you have a busy day today with the meeting tonight. So thank you for being here. All right, we'll move on to general business. We only have 2 items today. First item is item 8.1, approve equipment lease purchase agreement and a professional service agreement with Motorola Solutions Incorporated to replace and upgrade the district's P25 radio system controllers in the amount of $1,317,491. In item 8.1, the district seeks to approve a lease purchase of equipment and a professional services agreement, as I just stated. We will turn it over now to our fire marshal, Joel Edwards.
Thank you for the opportunity to present this upgrade of our P25 radio system. And to give you a little background, as you may recall, the district owns and operates, maintains a public safety radio system that's utilized by the district and various departments in the district. It's also part of an interlocal agreement with local law enforcement and fire departments in the Central Florida area that allows for us to roam on each other's system. As part of that interlocal agreement, every owner is required to maintain operational, of the system, and then perform any kind of operational upgrades that need to happen over the life of the system. We have a large upgrade that's going to be happening in 2026. It's a system software upgrade, and this Prime Controller project will support that system. Most agencies in Central Florida are also having to go through this upgrade as well. So the Prime Controller is an essential component of the radio system. It's the brains of the system, and it selects the radio channel that any user is keying up on. The current hardware is some solid state equipment, very large rack type equipment dedicated to that service. It's reached its end of life, and we are going to be replacing it with a new virtualized server. This server obviously is much smaller, less more efficient operating, consumes less power, allows for remote management, and basically should provide us with lower cost of ownership for that equipment. At the same time, we're also going to be adding a geographically diverse secondary controller, and this is going to give us seamless switching in case we did have a catastrophic loss of our primary controller. This will be located obviously in a different location so that we have the resiliency, and it allows that resiliency for us and, again, all the public safety agencies that utilize our system as well. So speaking to funding and time schedule, this has been approved in the 2025 budget as a capital item. We would be making a down payment this year, and then we have financing through Motorola for the next 2 years. We would be implementing kickoff in March of this year, looking at procurement in May of this year, and then going to installation around November. We hope to have the project completed in January. It may push into February depending on things that go on in January, usually the marathon and things like that. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have on this project or the radio system in general.
Supervisor Perry?
Yes, just wondering, what is the link between the primary and the backup sites?
So fiber. We have fiber links that run throughout the district.
Okay,
yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments for Fire Marshal Edwards? All right, do you have a motion to approve agenda item 8.1?
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? That carries unanimously. Thank you very much, Fire Marshal.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we're moving on to agenda item 8.2, approve amendment to contract number C005629 for post-design services on the World Drive North Phase 3 project with TLP Engineering Consultants Incorporated in the amount of $98,734. And again, we'll turn it over to our planning and engineering manager, Catherine Litzow.
So for once, it is not Craig talking about Phase 3. So he's not here, so I could say it. All right, so this is a change order for the World Drive North Phase 3 design contract to add additional post-design services. So to provide you a little bit of background, in April of 2020, TLP Engineering Consultants was awarded the design of World Drive North Phase 3. Then in March of 2023, the district retained their services to provide post-design support as the project started construction. And so they provide shop drawing reviews, material reviews for material smells, answer any contractor questions, and really provide a value service to district staff and the contractor as a project goes through the construction. Now, unlike the construction aspect, our post-design services was not split into the phases. So we had an anticipation of what we thought we would need at the start, prior to starting construction, and that is what we went into for post-design services. Now, along the way, we have had a couple additional items that have popped up that really do warrant additional scope. The first is regarding traffic control. So Craig, in all of his coordination, has been able to gather the opportunity to, instead of directional drilling some utilities, open cut a roadway facility to install them at time and cost savings to the district. But as we all know, you still have to provide for the traffic. So this will require significant detour, traffic control, and planning. And so the engineer of record really was the most appropriate person to help us coordinate this with all of our partners and the contractor to how to do this safely and most effectively so we can do the work and Craig can get in and out as quickly as possible. The other item is, as you are well aware, this is the most complicated project, and especially in terms of utilities. And that shows up not only in construction, but in the design and the design support. And so we have had additional items that have come up where we've had unknowns, additional submittals, things of helping that contractor keep moving forward on this project despite whatever the field throws at them for these conditions. Beyond those two items, we are asking to extend just the time duration to now match where the current contract for construction expiration falls. So at the beginning, we did ask for the original post design, and it did have a 10% contingency. This additional request does fall outside of that, which is why we're here today. So the current request before the board is for a total of $98,733.34 for that additional post-design services. This does not affect the overall budget for Phase 3 and will be coming from the current ad valorem funding for the project. Are there any questions?
Any questions on agenda item 8.2 or comments? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve agenda item 8.2?
Move approval of agenda item 8.2.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That also carries unanimously. All right, thank you. We're now on to other business, unless our general counsel, district administrator, board members, any other business for discussion. All right, well, with that, I am of the opinion that I don't need a motion to adjourn.
Nope.
So I'm going to go ahead and adjourn.
That's
unless
right.
you think I need a motion.
You do not.
All right, welcome to record time. We are adjourned.
Woohoo! Good job.